ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता शिविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्द राधाकान्द नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवे प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योग शिक्षार्थम एक पुरुष पुराण श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम्बुदीर्घस्तमहं प्रपद्ये पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा हरि ओम तत्सत गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो हरि बोल. So, welcome all the devotees for today's Chaitanya Charitamrita class. We are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, first chapter, the spiritual masters, text number 47 onwards. शिक्षा गुरु के ता जाने कृष्ण रसरूपा अंतर्यामी भक्ता श्रेष्ठा ये दो ही रूपा शिक्षा गुरु के ता जानी कृष्ण रसरूपा अंतर्यामी भक्ता श्रेष्ठा ये दो ही रूपा हरे कृष्णा टू डिवोटीज प्लीज
Hare Krishna.
हरे
You read
कृष्णा
from
या
Hare Krishna. शिक्षा गुरु के ता जानी कृष्णेर स्वरूपा अंतरयामी भक्त श्रेष्ठ ऐ दुई रूपा.
हरि बोल
हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा
शिक्षा गुरु केता जानी कृष्णेर स्वरूप अंतर्यामी भक्त श्रेष्ठ ये दो रूप। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरि बोल. One should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as the super soul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. So, this chapter is about spiritual masters. So, different spiritual masters, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explained to us. There are many spiritual, Diksha Guru, that is initiating spiritual master, Chaitya Guru is there, instructing spiritual master, Siksha Guru is there, then there is Patha, what is it? Vartama Pravartak Guru is there, Pada Pradashak Guru, or in other words. So many types of spirit. So he is giving details of all these different spiritual masters. Here he is speaking about instructing spiritual master, Siksha Guru. So our Siksha Guru is Srila Prabhupada because we are reading his book, right? We are reading his book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad. So he is also our spiritual master. And we can have others also as spiritual, spiritual master, instructing spiritual master. As we have explained earlier, Diksha Guru can be only one. Siksha Guru can be many. Our main Siksha Guru is Srila Prabhupada. Okay. After that, we can have very close Siksha Guru who is enlightening us with divine knowledge. So we can have 2, 3, not many. Many means many cooks spoil the food. Isn't it? That's a saying. So if you have many, because it's not that their teachings are wrong. Our understanding, because our level of consciousness is low, what we understand from different spiritual masters, we'll think, oh, he is telling this way, and the other guru is telling this way. So which is correct? Who is right? Who is wrong? So our mind will go in that direction. Spiritual masters can never be wrong. Only our understanding is lower. We take in a different way. That's why it is better to limit the instructing spiritual masters also. Even Prabhupada, when asked by devotees, Prabhupada said, you just read my books, don't read any other books. Why Prabhupada was blunt? Does it mean that others' books are not okay? It is okay. It's not that others' books are not okay. So many Gaudiya Vaishnavas literature. Why Prabhupada told that the initial disciples, especially from Western countries, don't read any books except my books. Is it because Prabhupada's, my books are only right? No. What is the reason? What is the reason? Why did he say so?
Like you told,
Our
Prabhuji, now,
understanding is limited.
What is that?
Yes,
Our
Mataji.
understanding and intelligence may be limited.
Yeah, because
We may get confused.
he has been training or he has been teaching us, guiding us in a particular way. And they are all very neophyte devotees. Okay, just starting the spiritual path. So if another person teaches in a different way, little, different perspective, they will get confused. Unless and until you, make your foundation strong, one should not indulge in any other books. Once your foundation is strong, no problem, you can read. Because you know what is right, what is wrong. Okay? Once you cross the Kanishta level to Madhyama level, then there's no problem. But in the Kanishta level, there are highly risky it is. Why? Because there are chances that we misunderstand even our own spiritual master. Because I read in that book like this, and in this book it is said this way. So that's why he is cautioning us not to indulge in any other books other than, because once you understand the tattva, the philosophy, once you lay your foundation very strong, then there is no problem. Because you will not deviate there. You will not have any doubt. So that is the reason. So that's why we should not read many books. We should not read, because there are different philosophies. Then it will confuse us. So that is the reason. One should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as the super soul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. Because we should not consider the instructing spiritual master other than Krishna. I mean, we should treat him as good as Krishna. We should not treat the instructing spiritual master someone different from Krishna. That is what it means. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami states that the instructing spiritual master is a bona fide representative of Sri Krishna. What is bona fide means? What is the meaning of bona fide? Authentic. Okay. He will not.
Bona fide is parampara, Prabhuji. Parampara.
Yeah, parampara also, and authentic. He will not deviate from the instruction or from the philosophy that is given by the parampara acharyas. As it is, he'll give. He will not add or subtract. He will not speculate. He will not put anything whimsically on his own. So bona fide means we can rely upon that information. They follow Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So, bona fide representative Sri Krishna himself teaches us as the instructing spiritual master from within and from without. From within, he teaches us as Chaitya Guru, that is Paramatma. From without, as this external spiritual master, initiating or instructing, whichever. So, from within, he teaches us Paramatma, our constant companion, and from without, he teaches from the Bhagavad Gita as the instructing spiritual master. There are two kinds of instructing spiritual master. One is the liberated person, fully absorbed in mediation of divine service, and the other is he who invokes the disciples' spiritual consciousness by means of relevant instructions. Thus, the instructions in the science of devotion are differentiated in terms of the objective and subjective ways of understanding. The Acharya, in the true sense of term, who is authorized to deliver Krishna, enriches the disciple with full spiritual knowledge and thus awakens him to the activities of devotional service. So, Acharya, one who teaches by example. Okay, Achar Pachar, one who teaches by example. Okay, can only do prachar. Now, if he doesn't follow or if he doesn't do by himself, how can he preach? So, I'm telling, please chant 16 rounds every day. I'm not doing. Will you listen? No. So I should be a model and example to all of you when I say, please chant. If I'm not doing that, please do not smoke, but I am smoking. Will you follow? No. Similarly, so Acharya means one who teaches by example. Achar, Prachar. Some people preaches, they don't practice. Some people practice, they don't preach. So who is an Acharya? One who practices and who preaches. He is an Acharya. So when by learning from the self-realized spiritual master, one actually engages himself in the service of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, functional devotional service begins. The procedure of this devotional service are known as Abhidheya. So Abhidheya is a process. Abhidheya is the process of devotional service. For actions, one is duty bound to perform. Our only shelter is the Supreme Lord, and one who teaches how to approach Krishna is the functioning form of the personality of Godhead. There is no difference between the shelter-giving Supreme Lord and the initiating and instructing spiritual masters. Okay? So one should not differentiate between the Supreme Lord and the spiritual masters, because spiritual masters are the bona fide representatives of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one foolishly discriminates between them, he commits an offense in the discharge of devotional service. Just like Meena Kedana Ramdas. He accepted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he did not accept Nityananda Prabhu. Okay, that was an offense. So similarly, if we accept Krishna, the Supreme Lord, but we don't accept the spiritual masters, it's an offense. It is better not to accept Krishna also in that case. There is no offense. You become an atheist. But you accept Krishna, but not the spiritual master, who is a representative of Krishna. That's an offense. So, Srila Sanatana Goswami is the ideal spiritual master, for he delivers one the shelter of the lotus feet of Madan Mohan. So, the Acharya or the Sambandha has to re-establish the lost relationship with the Supreme Lord. That Sambandha Acharya is Sanatana Goswami. And the deity, okay, is Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan. Even though one may be unable to travel on the field of Vrindavana due to forgetfulness of his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can get an adequate opportunity to stay in Vrindavan and derive all spiritual benefits by the mercy of Sanatana Goswami. Sri Govinji acts exactly like the Siksha Guru, instructing spiritual master by teaching Arjuna the Bhagavad Gita. So Govindaji is the Abhidaya and Sambandha is Madan Mohan. Okay. So Govindji acts exactly like the Siksha Guru. Govindji, Abhidaya, because that's a process. Instructing spiritual by teaching Arjuna the Bhagavad Gita. He is the original preceptor, the original teacher. For he gives us instructions and an opportunity to serve him. The initiating spiritual master is a personal manifestation of Srila Madan Mohana Vigraha. Whereas the instructing spiritual master is a personal representative of Srila Govinda Deva. So initiating Diksha Guru is representative or manifestation of Radha Madan Mohan, and the instructing spiritual master is the representative of Govinda Deva Vigraha. Both of these deities are worshipped in Vrindavana. Srila Gopinatha is the ultimate attraction in spiritual. So finally, when we follow the process, we get the shelter of Gopinath, ultimate shelter, ultimate attraction. So text 48. Naivopayanti apachitiam kavayastu tavesha brahmayushapi kritam riddhamudha smarantha yontarbahistanubhritam ashubham vidunvan acharya chaitya vapusha swagatim vinakti naivopayanti apachidam kavayastavesha brahmayushapi kridam riddhamu mudha smarantha yontarbahistanubhritam ashubham vidunvan acharya chaitya vapusa swagatim vyanakti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Right.
Naivopayanti apatitim kavayastavesha brahma yusapi kritam riddha mudah smaranatah yontar bahistanubhritam ashubham vidunvan acharya chaitya vapusha sava gatim yanakti.
Very bold. Not devoting.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
नैवोपयन्ति अपचितं कवयस्तवेषा ब्रह्मायुषापि कृतं वृद्धमुदा स्मरन्तः योऽन्तर्बहिस्तनुभृगताम् अशुभं विदुन्वन् आचार्यचैत्या वपुसा स्वगतिं व्यनक्ति.
Very bold. O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with her prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as Acharya and internally as a Supersoul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. So here, they said that transcendental poets, okay, the devotional poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with prolonged lifetime. Even if they are given the lifetime of Brahma, they will not be able to glorify or guide us through the spiritual science. And because we are obliged to certain people when we take birth in this human form of life. Okay, we have obligation towards 5 entities. Who are they? We are indebted to all of them. 5. Any idea who all are we are indebted to? We are indebted to our parents, because without parents we won't be here, right? So we are indebted to our parents. We are indebted to our ancestors, okay, and we are indebted to other living entities. Why other living entities? Directly or indirectly, they are helping us in our existence. Okay, just see the worms in the mud. If there are no worms, the soil will not be fertile. If the soil is not fertile, the vegetation will not grow, will not get, fruits, roots, flowers, and other things. Okay, so other living entities, directly or indirectly, helping us. So we are obliged to them. Take example of cow. Now, all the cow products we are utilizing, isn't it? Like that, you take any animals for that matter, directly or indirectly, other living entities, we are obliged to, because we have obligation, because they are helping us in our survival. So our parents, ancestors, why ancestors? Parents, I told you. Why ancestors? Why we are obliged to?
We need our ancestors' blessings, Prabhuji.
Only blessings? See, all that we are enjoying, the property, the assets, the name, fame, everything is from our ancestors. The dynasty, the Kula Mahima, the property, because they have left for us. If they have not given anything, how can we survive? See, the name and fame that the Kula or dynasty, see, is that he or she from that Kula, from that dynasty. See, we can be proud, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
In our case, Tarvatu Mahima, in Malayalam, he says. And so much of property in kinds, in property, lands, buildings, estates, they have left for us. So, to our parents, to our ancestors, to other living entities, as I told you why, and sages. Why we are indebted to sages?
Scriptures, Prabhuji.
Yeah, scriptures. Without scriptures, from where do we get guidance? How do we get the philosophy? So sages. Then demigods. Why demigods? What do they give us? They give rain, air, and what you call fire, everything, so many things, material elements. They are controlling that. There is a presiding deity for each of our organ in our body. One presiding deity, not demigods. In our stomach, there is Jadaragni, fire. If that fire is not there, whatever we eat will not be digested. So there is a presiding deity who supervises that particular function. For belching, if we are full, we belch, isn't it? Sometimes we get hiccups. And so many, our eyes, our nose, our tongue, there are presiding deities. They're all overseeing that, each and every function of our different limbs of the body. There are presiding deities, demigods. Okay. So without their support, without light, without air, without water, without rain, can we survive? No. So we are obliged to them also. Can we repay whatever they have given to us? All these 5 different personalities, our parents, our ancestors, demigods, sages, other living entities. No, we cannot repay. And although they are all helping us, we are exploiting them also. We are killing them unnecessarily, other living entities, without any compassion, without any mercy. So that's what it said, that we cannot express, the their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with prolonged lifetime of Brahma. Even if we are giving a prolonged lifetime of Brahma, we cannot express our indebtedness. For you appear in 2 features. We are talking about the Supreme Lord. Okay, the 2 features externally as Acharya and internally as a super soul. So in no way we can express our indebtedness to the Supreme Lord. Okay, so he is appearing in front of us in 2 features, externally as Acharya and internally as a super soul. Why we are indebted to super soul? Okay, Acharya we know, the spiritual master. Why we should be indebted to super soul? What is the reason? He is the only person who is always accompanying us. No one else, no father, no mother, no wife, no husband, no children, no friends, no neighbors, nobody accompanies us. For eternity, super soul only accompanies us. For eternity.
He is Nitya Sufrut, Prabhuji. Nitya Sufrut.
Yes. Is eternal what you call friend, eternal, always with us. So from this body, when we leave, he is accompanying us till such time that we don't go to the Vaikuntha or Goloka. Till we go to our actual destination, he is always accompanying. Why in the Vaikuntha he is not there? It's not necessary. Why? Paramatma doesn't come to Vaikuntha. He comes.
Because in the material manifestation, he expands himself in three Purusha avatars. So that could be the reason, Prabhuji.
No, not that. See, as long as we are in the material world, Paramatma accompanies the individual soul. Okay, from one life to another life, from one species to another species, whichever body we take, Paramatma accompanies the individual soul. But he doesn't accompany us to Vaikuntha. Why?
Because we are already with him. No need an extra.
Yeah, because the Paramatma concept is only in the material world. The Bhagwan is there. Paramatma is a partial representation of the Supreme Personality of God and Bhagwan. And Bhagwan is already present. So what is the necessity of Paramatma? Here we don't have the facility to see Bhagwan. So we can perceive Paramatma. He is always with us. There is no difference between Paramatma and Bhagwan. So in the spiritual world, there is no Paramatma concept. Bhagwan is there in the spiritual world. So what is the necessity of Paramatma? Here we don't have the facility to see the Supreme Lord Bhagwan as he is in the Satchidananda Rupa. Okay, that's why the concept of Paramatma is there as an expansion of that same Bhagwan. So in the abode of, for example, governor and the governance. Okay, governance, if we compare to Paramatma, what is governance? Whatever governor gives the instruction, that is being executed or implemented in every office, every department, government department. Governor is not personally present. So when governor is personally present, he dictates the terms. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is there, Bhagwan is there in the spiritual world. So his expansion is not necessary. He himself personally present there. So Paramatma feature is not necessary. Paramatma feature is necessary only in the material world. So that's why he comes in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Super Soul. To deliver, what is the reason? To deliver the embodied living being. We are all embodied. What is the meaning embodied?
Empowered, Prabhuji.
No.
Covered.
This body, this materialistic body,
Yes.
which we are given in this world.
Deha dharan karna. Okay. See, we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Okay. So embodied means the soul is covered by a material body, embodied. And we mistake this real self to be the body, the material body. Actually, we are not the body, we are the soul. So when it has a cover, it is a material covering. When we are covered by an external body, so we are known as embodied. So actually, are we the body? No, we are the soul. Deha, Dehi. What is the difference? Dehi is the self, Deha is the covering. Okay. Deha dharan karna. I am putting this shirt. Similarly, the soul is putting an external body. So that's this external body is a shed for the soul. So that's why we are known as embodied living being. And directing them how to destroy this embodiment and come to the original position and then go back home back to God again. So the super soul instructs the living entity, how we can get out of this embodiment, then reinstate in our original constitutional position, then go back home, back to Godhead. So the super soul and the external spiritual master helps us in this process. So this is the process. So this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.29.6, was spoken by Sri Uddhava after he heard from Sri Krishna one necessary instruction about it. So this is a part of Uddhava Gita in the 11th chapter. Text 49. Tesham sadada yuktanam bhajadam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. Tesham sadada yuktanam bhajadam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयान्ति ते. हरे
Hare
कृष्ण.
Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयान्ति ते.
Hare Bol. So this is a sloka from Bhagavad Gita. Okay. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Tesham satata yuktana. Satata means constantly, not once in a week. Okay, Friday or Sunday or Saturday. Constantly, 24/7. What we should do? Devoted to serving me with the love. Okay. Serving. Okay. We all serve, but do we serve with love? We serve the Supreme Lord out of four reasons. Out of four reasons we can say. We approach the Supreme Lord. We approach to the Supreme Lord because of four things, four reasons. What are those? Out of fear. First thing is out of fear.
Bhaya, Asha,
Mm.
I'm sorry, Prabhuji, I forgot.
Okay. Out of fear. Why out of fear? Why we should be afraid of him? Because we know there is a supernatural power, superior power above, and he can do anything and everything to us if we don't follow him. If we don't obey his instruction, something untoward can happen to us. So we are afraid. Oh, what will happen if I don't pray to him? Okay, what will happen if I don't do this? Now he will punish me, and he will make my life miserable if we don't obey his instruction. So out of fear, we approach him. Then out of duty. Why out of duty? He is doing so much to us. So why not pray to him? Why not glorify him? As a duty bound. Okay. Just like the relationship between the children and the parents. The parents have done so much to us, so much sacrifice. It is my duty to help them when they are old age. So it's a duty bound. Then out of desires. Out of desires means we need so many material facilities. We need to enjoy materially. So we need money, we need estate, we need name, fame, so many things. So out of desire, we'll go to the temple, put 10 rupees on the undi, ask for 1 crore rupees. Oh God, I have only 10 rupees. But please ensure that I get a lottery 1 crore tomorrow. That's enough? 1 crore? So we make a deal, okay, out of desires. And desire for name, fame, wealth, and because distress also comes in that. Now we want to recover from any illness or sickness. Okay, these are all desires. Okay, then finally out of love. So which is the best? Out of love. Okay, love without expecting anything in return. Okay. Ahaituki apratihada yayatma suprasiddhati. Ahaituki, without any expectation. without any motivation, without any personal agenda. We should love that person. Okay? That is actually in the material world, it is said that we want to get, then forget. But the real love is give, and forgive. Isn't it? But here in the material world, we want to get from the other person. Then we are actually, we forget also. We don't even thank that person so much he has given or she has given. So if we are constantly devoted to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, what he gives the understanding by which we can go to him, by which they can come to be the living entities. So this verse is from Bhagavad Gita 10.10, clearly states how Govinda Deva instructs his bona fide devotee. The Lord declares that by enlightenment in theistic knowledge, he awards attachment for him to those who constantly engage in his transcendental loving service. This awakening of divine consciousness enthralls a devotee who thus relishes his eternal transcendental method. Such an awakening is awarded only to those convinced by devoted service about the transcendental nature of the personality of Godhead. So the relationship, if we constantly pray to him, he will enlighten us with the spiritual knowledge and we can revive our relationship with him. Now, why revive? Because it was established earlier, but now it's forgotten. So we have to revive that relation. So re-establishment of lost relationship. Within our heart, we know, that we are the Supreme Personality of Godhead's Amsha, part and parcel. Okay, and our duty is to love him. Jivera Swarupohe Krishnera Nityadas. But unfortunately, we have forgotten that. So that is being awakened. That is being awakened. So how? When we pray to him constantly. Such an awakening is awarded only to those convinced by devotional service. So through devotional service, we can awaken that lost relationship. They know that the supreme truth, the all spiritual and all powerful person is one without a second and has fully transcended senses. So he is called Advaita, not the philosophy Advaita. No, he is one without a second, not two. Advaita. Dvaita means two. Advaita means not two. There is single person, one without a second. And he has fully transcendental senses. What about our senses? Is it transcendental? It is material senses. Our mind, our buddhi, these are all material. Ahankara, material. All other senses are material. But the Supreme Lord has spiritual senses. We can also transform the material senses into spiritual senses. He is the fountainhead of all emanations. Aham sarvasya prabhavo, Bhagavad Gita says. From me emanates everything. That's why he said that he is the fountainhead of all emanations. Such pure devotees, always merged in knowledge of Krishna and absorbed in Krishna consciousness, exchange thoughts and realization as great scientists exchange their views and discuss the results of their research in scientific academics. Such exchanges of thoughts in regard to Krishna give pleasure to the Lord, who therefore favors such devotees with all enlightenment. Text 50. यथा ब्राह्मणे भगवान स्वयं उपदिश्यानु भावितवान यथा ब्राह्मणे भगवान स्वयं उपदिश्यानु भवितवान. हरे कृष्णा.
यथा ब्राह्मणे भगवान् स्वयम् भवितावान्
यथा ब्रह्मणे भगवान् स्वयम् उपदिश्यानु भावितवान्. हरे कृष्ण.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, taught Brahma and made himself realize. So the first living entity, the chief living entity is Brahma. He taught him all that is required in the material world. All knowledge that is required in the material world, he first taught to whom? Lord Brahma. When he became self-realized, then he started the Visarga, the secondary creation. So it was his duty, or rather he was assigned to create the all living entities, to give them bodies. Create means giving bodies. Souls are eternal. The Brahma cannot, manufacture souls. Can he? Souls are eternal. So what is the proof that souls are eternal from Bhagavad Gita? Which sloka?
Nanam Chiddha Sastranam Nanam Jayati Pakka.
Yeah. Okay, that's correct. That is the characteristics of soul. But how can we convince others that soul is eternal? It has no beginning, no middle, no end. There is a slogan. Natvevaham jadunasham natvam neme janadiva. Okay. There was no time that soul did not exist. He is there, he was there, he is here, he will be there in future also. Natvam natvevaham jadunasham natvam neme janadiva. So past, present, and future. There is no beginning, there is no middle, there is no end. So Brahma got this complete knowledge. And because Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu imparted this knowledge into the heart of Lord Brahma, he could do the Visarga, the secondary creation, because he was self-realized. The English maxim that God helps those who help themselves is also applicable in the transcendental realm. There are many instances in the revealed scriptures of the personality of Godhead acting as a spiritual master from within. The personality of Godhead was the spiritual master who instructed Brahma. So even Lord, the Supreme Lord, although Supreme Lord, he acted as spiritual master not only to Brahma, to many. Just an example. Apart from Brahma, he acted as spiritual master directly to whom?
Arjuna?
Dhruva Maharaj,
Arjuna?
No, Arjuna, yes.
Arjuna.
Yeah, Arjuna. Direct, no? Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni instructed him. Okay. Prahlad Maharaj, Narada Muni. But direct instruction to Arjuna. Okay. Just like how Lord Brahma got the instruction directly, Arjuna also got the instruction directly. The personality of Godhead was the spiritual master who instructed Brahma, the original living being, in the cosmic creation. When Brahma was first created, he could not apply his creative energy to arrange the cosmic situation. At first, there was only sound vibrating the word tapa. Tapa means what? Austerity. Okay, do tapas, austerity, which indicates the acceptance of hardships or spirituality. So, from this, we have to understand for self-realization or spiritual realization, we have to take some austerity. Brahma was also, undergo tapa. Tapa means austerity. We have to take some austerity for self-realization. So, especially in the age of Kali, we have to take very little austerity. What is the austerity that is required for self-realization in the age of Kali? We have to get up a little early in the morning, not at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, at least not later than 6. At least before the sunrise, one should get up. Then start the spiritual activities. Once we are ready, when the spiritual activities are done, then you are ready to go out to the material world, the world of glamour, the world of illusion. There you have to fight. From where do we get the strength to fight? Because we have already done the spiritual activities at home before we went out. So we get the strength. Anything comes, we will be able to face and overcome. It will not be influenced. So some little austerity. So that is a kavacha for us. Narayana kavacha. Okay. It's a kavacha. So chanting and other spiritual activities like reading, deity worship, all these are kavacha for ourselves. When we go out, let people, sling mud on us. No problem. Will not be affected. Because we know that it is, we are not going to accept that. We just reject them. Let them do that. Let them say, let them abuse us, accuse us. We should be equipoised because a kavacha is there. It is not going. If the soldier has a kavacha, any bullets or anything or any sharp, weapons, if they throw on the soldier, will he be affected? No, because it's already protecting the soldier with the kavacha. Similarly, we also will not get affected because we have a Narayana kavacha and Narayana is protecting us. So the original living being in the cosmic creation, when Brahma was first created, he could not apply his creative energy to arrange the cosmic situation. At first, there was only sound vibrating the word tapa, which indicates the acceptance of hardships for spiritual realization. So it is very clear. If you want something really good, no gain if there is no pain. So if you want to get something, definitely we have to undergo some pain. No pain, no gain. So tapas is required if at all we want to get self-realized. So this is called tapasya. An enjoyer of the senses can never realize God, godliness, or the science of theistic knowledge. Thus, when Brahma, initiated by Sri Krishna by the sound vibration tapa, engaged himself in acts of austerity by the pleasure of Vishnu, he was able to visualize the transcendental world, Sri Vaikunta, through transcendental realization. So Brahma was given a picture of Vaikunta. So Brahma Samhita. So after having a visual of Vaikunta, then he explained everything through Brahma Samhita. Isn't it? So because Brahma could visualize that by the blessings of Krishna or Vishnu, he was able to visualize the transcendent word Sri Vaikunta through transcendental realization. Modern science can communicate using material discoveries such as radio, television, and computers, but the science invoked by the austerities of Sri Brahma, the original father of the mankind, was still more subtle. So it is a subtle science, versus gross. The modern scientists, they see everything through experiment. They understand everything through gross experiment. This subtle science, they don't know. The subtle science, they don't know. So in the earlier, everything was more subtle. As you go higher to the higher planetary system, everything is subtle. Only in the middle planetary system, it is gross. So as you go higher, that is the reason we cannot see the other living entities in the higher planetary system, the denizens of the higher planetary system, we cannot see because even their bodies are subtle in nature. So, they get refined as they go higher and higher. We cannot perceive with our senses. But then since we cannot perceive through our senses, through experiment, we say nothing is there, nobody is there, no living beings. So we should, that is a mistaken idea. It's a misconception. There are no living entities in other planets or other universes. There are. Unfortunately, our senses are not equipped to see them. That's only different. So we are still in time, material scientists may also know how we can communicate with the Vaikunta world. So Prabhupada is telling in time, material scientists may also know how we can communicate with the Vaikunta world. It is possible. It's possible. So even Prabhupada accepts that. That is also by the blessings of Krishna only, not our endeavor alone. Our endeavor should be there, must be there. But his blessing also should be there. Only then we'll be able to understand that. So in time, material scientists may also know how we can communicate with the Vaikunta world. Now we are communicating to people who are far, far away from us. That's a material way of communication. But subtle way of communication is totally different. So that may also be possible. For material scientists, that's what Prabhupada says here. Lord Brahma inquired about the potency of the Supreme Lord, and the personality of Godhead answered his inquiry in the following 6 consecutive statements. These instructions, which are reproduced from Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.31 to 36, were imparted by the personality of Godhead acting as the Supreme Spiritual Master. So Lord Brahma asked the Supreme Lord, how many questions? 6. Yeah. 6. Lord Brahma inquired about the potency of the Supreme Lord and the personality of Godhead, answered his inquiry in 6 consecutive statements. Supreme Lord answered in 6 consecutive statements, which are reproduced from Srimad Bhagavatam. So this second kind were imparted by the personality of Godhead acting as the supreme spiritual master. Okay. These are all from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, that first line I could not understand, Prabhuji.
Which?
The purport first line. The same purport, 50.
50. This one, the English maxim.
That one, that line, Prabhu. What does it mean, Prabhu?
English maxim that God helps those who help themselves is also applicable in the translation. There's a saying, there's a proverb. God helps those who help themselves. Okay? So if you just sit quietly without doing anything, God will not help us. We have to put in some effort. Then God will help us.
Okay.
Okay? So if you say that, everything is done as per the will of the Supreme Lord, I will not do anything. I'll just simply sit. Will that help? No. We have to put in our effort. We have to try maximum. Then leave the result to God. To such people, God will help. That
concept.
Got it, Madhuri?
Damodarati concept. 2-finger effect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, Madhuri. Okay, so next 51, we'll take next class. Vancha kalpatarubhesya kripa sindhubhya vacha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Jai Go Premanande. Hare Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.